It's December again, and you know what that means, right? Ads, everywhere ads, all pushing the perfect gift ideas. But
You're so right.
what if, and just hear me out, what if the best gift this year isn't even like something you can buy?
Oh, interesting. I like where you're going with this.
What if it's something we all have, but, we kind of forget about it?
That's exactly what we're looking at today, that idea of time. Like time is the real gift, right?
Hmm.
We're going deep on this message about December, about seeing December a little differently. Really makes you think about what really matters, when it's all uh, jingle bells and all that.
So, okay, time is a gift. I mean, yeah, everyone always says time is precious and all that, but this source we're looking at, it goes deeper, right? It's like we're all obsessed with stuff like kids chasing shiny things, and we miss what's actually important.
Exactly. The source is saying those gifts, the stuff, it fades. But it's those experiences, like real connections with people, those moments we share, those are what stick with us.
It's not about the stuff, it's the memories you make with people, right? But honestly, time just it keeps going, doesn't it? It feels like this whole year just flew by.
That's so funny you say that. There's research on this, how we feel time as we get older. The older we get, it's like each year feels shorter, like a smaller piece of our whole life.
So wait, that feeling that time is speeding up, it's a real thing. That's crazy.
It is, and it all goes back to what the source is saying. We can't stop time, but we can choose what we do with it. And they have this cool way of looking at it. Time is a gift, but with two sides to it. Like first, there's giving our time to other people.
Yeah, I get that. Like sometimes just really listening to someone, giving them your attention, that's the best gift. But I also know I can get so caught up trying to do so much for everyone, especially now during the holidays, and then I forget about, well, myself.
Oh, that's such a good point. And it goes right into that second side of
Hmm.
giving time to yourself. The source actually says it's not being selfish, it's like essential.
Yeah.
Like you got to fill your own cup first.
Yeah.
Then you can fill up everyone else's without running out.
So it's not selfish, it's actually the way to be better for everyone else, to take care of yourself first.
That's exactly it. And there's a ton of research now showing this, how self-care makes us better. Like literally.
Mm.
Less stress, more energy, we can handle our emotions better, the whole thing.
That makes a lot of sense. And thinking about giving ourselves time, it feels even more important now, right? December, everyone's busy, so many expectations. It's easy to just get overwhelmed.
It really is. It's like a
Exactly.
whirlwind. But the source says that December, even with all the chaos, it's the best time to just like stop and think about what we're grateful for, to reflect a little.
I love that. Instead of stressing about what we didn't do or what's still on the list, just taking a minute to, appreciate the good stuff.
Yeah. They even say, think about specific moments from this year that made you happy or grateful. Like a highlight reel of all the good things.
Wow, that's powerful. I'm already thinking about those little moments with family this year, like those nights by the fireplace or just laughing until my stomach hurts. Those simple things that just make you feel good.
And it's not just looking back, right? The source is saying December is also a perfect time to look ahead. It's like time gives us the power to actually shape our future. This is pretty cool.
Okay, so we got reflecting on the past, looking at the future, but how do we actually do this? How do we take this whole time as a gift idea and like actually live it? What are some things we can do?
And that's where the source gets like really helpful. They actually give some ideas about how to like use our time better, especially now in December. It's not about doing huge things. It's more like small changes that make a difference.
Okay, so what are they saying? Like, give me an example.
So one thing they keep saying is find things you actually care about, things that fit your goals, what's important to you. For some people, that might be learning something new finally, like maybe there's that hobby they always wanted to try, or that online class they bookmarked forever ago, or even just reading a book about something cool.
I like that. It's so easy to like get stuck in the day to day and just forget about the stuff you're passionate about.
Totally. And for some people, it might be reconnecting with someone they haven't talked to in a while, like an old friend or someone in their family, or even, like a mentor they looked up to. The source is saying those relationships, making time for them, that's a big way to invest our time, not just for us, but for them too.
It's funny you say that. I've been meaning to call this friend. We haven't spoken in ages. It's just life gets in the way. But you're right. It's worth making the effort.
It totally is.
Yeah.
And sometimes using our time well means just being still. The source actually talks about meditation, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. They say quieting your mind, like focusing on your breathing, it can really make a difference.
I've tried meditating a little, and it does make you feel calmer, more centered. But I'll be honest, it's hard to stick with it every day.
Well, the source talks about that too. They're not saying you have to be perfect at it, or have some big routine. Even just 5 minutes of breathing can help. And I like how they say it's not another to-do list item. It's like a gift you give yourself.
Yeah, that changes how you think about it. Instead of it being one more thing to do, it's like being nice to yourself.
Exactly. And that's a big takeaway from this whole thing, right? It's not about feeling like time is running you over. It's about feeling in control of it. We all get the same 24 hours, right? It's not about getting more time. It's about choosing how to use what we have.
So it's not, I don't have enough time, it's how can I use my time better?
Exactly. And that brings us to this really interesting question that the source asks, and I want to ask you and our listeners, if you could give yourself 1 hour, like a whole hour, just for you this month, what would you do and why?
Hmm, that's a good one. What would I do with a whole hour? No distractions, nothing else to do. I think part of me wants to say, I just read a good book, like get lost in a story. But also, it'd be amazing to maybe volunteer somewhere, help out, or just spend time with my family, really be there with them, present.
I love both of those. And that's what's cool about this question, right? It makes you think about what really matters to you, what makes you happy.
It's such a simple question, but it makes you really think about how you're spending your time, like a
Right.
little reminder to check in with yourself.
And in the end, that's what this deep dive is about, right? It's remembering that time. We can't get it back once it's gone, but we act like it's unlimited. This
Yeah.
is like a wake-up call, to remember that time matters and to choose how we use it for ourselves and for the people we care about.
That's a great way to put it. I think we all need these little reminders sometimes to get us out of that autopilot mode and really make choices about how we're living.
For sure. And I love how this source does it. It's not about guilt or anything. It's about feeling like you have choices. It's about realizing we can decide how we spend our time, and those decisions, they affect everything, our lives, the people around us, everything.
It's a good message, and I think it's perfect to end on. Time is a gift for others and for ourselves. Let's make the most of it, right?
Absolutely. And we want to hear from you. How are you going to use your time better this December? Share your thoughts with us on social media. Use the show's hashtag.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the gift of time. We hope you got something out of it.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
It's funny, we always hear that saying time is money, but after this, it feels more like, I don't know, time is love, almost. Oh, I like that. It's true when you really think about it. Like when we actually spend time with someone, really talk to them or do things for them, or even just be there with them, that's showing love. And when we take care of ourselves, do things we enjoy, that's like loving ourselves too, right?
It all comes back around, doesn't it? This whole idea of time being a gift. It's not just like some theory. It can really change things, how we connect with people, how we feel about ourselves, even how we see the world.
Exactly. And what I find really, I don't know, hopeful about all this is it's never too late to start changing things, even little things. We can all be more mindful about how we spend our time, like starting right now.
So what's one thing people listening could do right now to actually put this into practice? What would you suggest? Well, I think a good first step is just noticing how we're using our time now. Maybe keep track for a day or two just to see where the hours go. Once you see that, you can start tweaking things like maybe less time on your phone, or actually schedule in some time for yourself, that self-care stuff, or even just being more careful about what you say yes to. Only saying yes to things that really matter to you.
That's good advice, real practical stuff. It's not about changing everything all at once. It's about those little changes that you can actually stick with, right?
Right. And the cool thing is, every moment is a fresh start. Like if you catch yourself just scrolling on your phone forever or doing busy work that doesn't matter, you can always stop and choose to focus on something that does.
It makes you feel like you have more control, right? We can always decide to use our time on what's important to us.
Exactly. And that's what this whole deep dive has been about. Time is a gift, and it's up to us what we do with it.
Well said. Thanks for joining us today for this deep dive into the gift of time. We hope you enjoyed it.
Until next time, keep diving deep.